Homeless people. How did you get back on your feet? Growing up, it was just me and my a-hole of a dad. He drank too much, yelled too much, and made sure I knew I was never wanted. When he wasn't yelling, he was laying his hands on me. I learned early on that keeping quiet and staying out of his way was the best way to survive. By the time I was 17, I knew I had to get out. The military seemed like my best shot, so I signed up as soon as I could. Boot camp was tough, but it gave me food, structure, and a place to sleep, which was more than I ever had at home. That was where I met James. He had a rough home life too, and we bonded fast. He was the closest thing I ever had to a brother. We made plans for when we got out, found good jobs, moved somewhere warm, and finally lived life on our own terms. But that never happened for him. It wasn't even a big battle, just a quick, messy firefight. One second he was right there, the next he was gone. I finished my 4 years and got sent home with nothing but a bag of clothes and nowhere to go. My dad was never an option, and James had been the only person I cared about. I tried to start over. I went to the VA, but it was a nightmare. Appointments took months, paperwork got lost, and I kept hitting dead ends. My savings ran out fast. When I couldn't pay rent, I slept in my car. When that got towed, I ended up on the street. At first, I still tried. I filled out job applications and told myself things would get better. But nobody wants to hire someone with no address, no clean clothes, and nothing but a past he's trying to outrun. Eventually, I gave up. Drinking made it easier. Then drinking wasn't enough, so I found other ways to numb myself. Some days, I ate. Some days, I didn't. I stopped keeping track. One afternoon, I was sitting on the sidewalk, wearing my old military hat, when a man stopped in front of me. He was older, maybe mid-50s, with a steady look in his eyes. He asked where I had served. I wasn't in the mood to talk, but when he offered to buy me a meal, I couldn't say no. We went to a small diner, and for the first time in weeks, I ate until I was full. We talked as we ate. He had served too, years before me. He lost a friend overseas, just like I had. He had a rough childhood, just like I had. His wife had passed young, and his kids had grown up and drifted away. When we finished eating, he said it was going to rain, and asked if I wanted a place to stay for the night. I hesitated, but he insisted, saying he could use the company. His house was small but warm. He showed me the guest room and told me to take a shower while he made dinner. That night, we talked for hours. I didn't realize how much I needed it until then. Before I went to bed, he told me I could stay for a while, as long as I stayed clean. If I used it again, I was out. I agreed, but detox was hell. I could barely sleep. My body ached non-stop, and my mind felt like it was splitting in two. He helped me through it, made sure I ate, and sat with me when I felt like I was losing my mind. In return, I helped around the house. I fixed things, mowed the lawn, and learned skills most people take for granted. For the first time in years, I had a reason to get up in the morning. One night, when the cravings got bad, I snapped. I couldn't take it anymore. I snuck out, ready to find something to take the edge off. But as I walked through the empty streets, I passed the spot where we had first met. I stood there for a long time, thinking about everything he had done for me. I turned around and went back. He was waiting on the porch. He didn't look angry, just tired. He asked if I had used it. I told him no. I had wanted to, but I thought about him and everything he had given me, and I couldn't do it. He was quiet for a long time. Then he pulled me into a hug. "I'm proud of you, son," he said. I just stood there and started crying. From that moment on, we were family. A few weeks later, he called an old friend who owned a mechanic shop and got me a job. I almost broke down when I thanked him. He had given me something I had never had before, a home, a father, and a future. I still have bad days. I still think about James, but now I have someone in my corner, and for the first time in my life, I finally believe I deserve it.